The Tribe from 2014 is the directorial debut of Miroslav Slobodczycki. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but it's a film that's been on my watch list pretty much since 2014. I found the Blu-ray that is now out of print at a half-price books for $10 and grabbed it. The film is a Ukrainian film about a deaf boy joining a boarding school for deaf children, and the entire film has zero dialogue, only sign language. The sign language also has no subtitles and is also sign language in Ukrainian. But while at the boarding school, the boy joins a gang of hooligans that pimps out some of the schoolgirls and other nefarious acts. When the boy falls in love with one of the girls who is being pimped, he finds it hard to fit into the tribe. Out of the gate, I have to be honest and say that while I really commend Miroslav Slobodczycki on sticking true to his vision, but with the lack of subtitles, you also lose a lot of the narrative and a lot of the nuance of the film that leaves you, the viewer, with a more primitive story that at times can be hard to get into. Apparently, the idea behind this was because Slobodczycki wanted to pay homage to silent films and apparently was inspired back as a child in school when deaf students would sign to each other, stating they communicated with emotion and passion on the highest levels. This does leave the viewer to really get a raw experience for sure, but also leaves out the full story that doesn't let the viewer get the full experience without being fluent in Ukrainian sign language. The film also has some beautiful cinematography with these long shots that are really well done, but it also has these moments of really long, drawn out sex scenes that really do nothing but pad the runtime. I personally am just someone who kind of hates sex scenes for no reason in movies, and I will say that I think most sex scenes in movies are pointless. So to have these really long, drawn out ones really kind of took me out of the experience and dragged on the runtime. Outside of that, the film has some truly unnerving moments that is paired with its silence that is actually very loud. There is some gnarly moments that really got under my skin. The lack of music also adding to the noise of the film itself, that definitely works as a mood point. We follow this boy that, in a way, eagerly gets wrapped into this underbelly of the school that after a while really feels like it's just what the school is, and the air quotations downfall of our main character is one that can be stomach churning if you get into the story. There's a lot here that I liked about the Tribe, but I will be honest in saying that its uncompromising nature did make the experience as a whole lesser for me. I understand what the point of the film here is, but not knowing how to communicate with these characters did make the film at times hard to emotionally connect to and hard to follow. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the whole point of the film is to make the viewer feel like the outsider, as to view these characters differently than the way they view themselves, because we have two different ways of communication that neither of us really have access to. Still though, in the end, it did kind of hurt the viewing experience for me, so I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. It's one that could go up or down on a second viewing, and I would definitely probably watch this again. But for now, I'm going to stick with a 6.5 out of 10.